intently. And now we're being recorded, so you better behave yourself. Okay, so our new slide that we're starting our services with. So welcome home. And I think everybody does feel like, anybody that's been here more than once or twice, it often does feel like home. And for many of us, the very first time that we were together or we joined a service, we felt like we had come home. And what does that feel like? Well, there's lots of love, joy, and kindness. Curiosity. Most of us are very curious. Why is it like that? How could I do this? And knowing that we will grow and have better self-expression. And it's our connections that help us to transform or to experience that transformation that we're looking for. And we're always evolving our peace. We truly believe, at least I do. Anybody with me, that every day we are getting closer and closer to a world of peace. And unity has been described many times as a positive path to spiritual living. So if you're listening to us for the very first time, we're fun, we're loving, and hang on, it's going to be a fun ride to spiritual living. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, did I miss one? Yep. Oh, 5 basic principles. Oh, here I am again with my bifocal contacts. And so pardon me for going sideways, but I would love it if you would affirm with me our 5 basic unity principles. Number 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. Number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. Number 5, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. We do. And we can be the change by inspiring other people to be the change that they're looking for. And also when we look in the mirror, as Michael Jackson wrote such a wonderful song about, you want to make a change, take a look at your face and just go for it. And also we believe that by providing a fellowship and educations for all people of all walks of life, of all spiritual thoughts or religions or creeds, we're all really the same. We're all connected and we can coexist in peace with love. Today, our prayer chaplains, for anyone looking for individual one-on-one prayer in the building, Dawn will be waiting for you over by the orange steps. If she's not there, she isn't far. As we know, we have always these nice goodies that kind of draw us away from the prayer room, or cup of coffee or something, but Dawn will be happy to pray with anyone that would like individual one-on-one prayer following the service. And of course, online, we always have our wonderful Wilda that is willing to pray with anyone online. So if you're online and you would like a prayer with Wilda, just put a note in the chat and she will pray with you following the service. And we have another song by Mark. Are we going to stand for this one too, or are we going to sit? Come on, be alive with your purpose.
I am alive with the passion and power. I am alive with my purpose in life. I have the strength, the skill, the courage of faith to free the Christ inside. I am alive with the passion and power. I am alive with my purpose in life. I have the strength, the skill, the courage of faith to free the Christ inside. I am alive with the passion and power. I am alive with my purpose in life. I have the strength, the skill, the courage of faith to free the Christ inside. I am. I free the Christ inside. I free the Christ to be I am alive with the passion and power. I am alive with my purpose in life. I have the strength, the skill, the courage of faith to free the Christ inside. I am alive with the passion and power. I am alive with my purpose in life. I have the strength, the skill, the courage of faith to free the Christ inside. I shall be free.
Well done. And Mark, if you happen to be watching this at some time, we really apologize for just kind of taking over the song and singing over your voice, but we had a great time. So, prayer. Unity was founded over 130 years ago based on affirmative prayer. We affirm, and when we pray to spirit with spirit, that whatever we are affirming is realizing right at this moment. We have at the front of our room our prayer box. So if you have someone that you would like to have additional prayer, just write their name on a piece of paper, put it in the prayer box, and that person will be prayed over here for 30 days and then sent down to Silent Unity for additional prayer. And of course, any time of the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, there is somebody waiting for you to call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. So if you want prayer in the middle of the night, middle of the morning, anytime, or you know someone that is struggling with something, suggest they just call 1-800-NOW-PRAY and have a wonderful experience with somebody that will pray with them. And now we'll take time to have prayer ourselves. So I invite you to become very comfortable in your chair. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. As you take a couple of nice breaths, breathing in all the love in the room. And as you exhale, let go of all the busyness that was going on up to this moment. Make no mind of what's happening after this moment. Let's all just be here now together. And in our prayer, we hold all our members, those that are here and those that are not able to be with us, and our friends and families that are connected with us. And in the month of August, we also hold Unity Center of Montreal and Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute in our prayers. And we'll take just a moment, and in the silence, you can whisper the names of anyone that you would like to have included in our prayer today. And so as we come together with love. In spirit, we know that we can see a world powerfully transformed in peace, with everyone with a home and everyone with clothes and food, and everyone is loved. In particular, this morning, I'm called to hold in prayer the mother that lost her daughter in our river here in London, and all parents who have lost a child. We send those broken hearts our love. knowing that eventually time heals all. And we remember that when someone is not here physically, they are still here spiritually. And we can take comfort in the time that we did have with someone. The tears, the laughs, the joys and the sorrows. For life is live, and we are here to live it moment by moment, truly knowing that everything is good, even when we don't understand where the goodness is. For within all, in all, within all of us and all around us is pure love. And we bask in that love for a moment. And we say, thank you, sweet spirit. And so it is, and so we let it be. And now we have our platform assistant, George, coming up to read today's daily word.
Good morning. Good morning. The word for today is prosperity. I live an abundant life. It often has been said you can't take it with you. While it is true that money and material possessions must be left behind when I leave this life, these things are not the source of my prosperity. My true wealth lies in my consciousness, my ability to give and receive love, to share what I have and receive from others with equal joy, to understand and use the creative power of thought, and to know myself and all people as living expressions of the divine. I live consciously and abundantly, making wise use of the earth's resources and drawing upon limitless storehouses of divine ideas. Through the power of God within me, I enrich my life physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And today's reading is from Matthew chapter 6, verse 20. But store upon yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Today's talk is entitled From Willful to Willing. Please join me in welcoming our licensed Unity teacher, Pauline Duncan-Thrasher.
Thanks, George. Thank you. Isn't it so good to have George Wilson back as platform assistant? Yay, George. Hey. I don't know if you, like me, were mesmerized by the Olympic Games in Paris the last week or so. Who was mesmerized? Who thought, take them or leave them? Who thought, I don't want to waste my time? So it doesn't matter where you sit on the Olympic Games, but I mentioned the Olympic athletes right now at the beginning of this message, because they are prime examples of people who were ready to move from willful to willing. How many times do you imagine those athletes would rather have just laid back and basked in a swimming pool instead of trying to swim length like maniacs? Dedicated maniacs. How many times do you think they might have wanted to indulge in hot fudge sundaes at Dairy Queen or blizzards, but instead they were willing to follow their call. Not just for a month or 6 months, but for years. You are spiritual athletes. It's interesting to me always when I choose a title, willful to willing. And I wondered what people thought when they read that title. She's going to say, well, give up everything you want to do. Absolutely not. I will be relying a lot on a book that was a required reading for me in my course called Discerning Your Purpose. It's a book by Greg Levoy called Callings, Finding and Following an Authentic Life. Sure, that life can involve laughing, talking happy, being happy, dancing and moving around, but it also will involve, my friends, sacrifice. Ooh, sacrifice, you say? Yes. Yes. But the rewards are manifoldly, enormously beneficial and well worth any sacrifices you might make. So what are the callings? And who does the calling? And I will quote right from Greg Levoy. It simply doesn't matter whether we call it God, the patterning intelligence, the design mind, the unconscious, the soul, the force of completion, the center core, or simply life's longing for itself. As one of my favorite poets, Khalil Gibran, envisioned. It is clear, though, that it is life being addressed. He goes on to say that a call is a monologue. A response is a dialogue. And life is not just about dealing with whatever stuff happens to come along. Life is about listening and responding. And nobody says you have to say yes to every call. Heaven knows those of us who said yes to some calls found ourselves in deep mucky muck. It didn't work. And the calls can have to do with work, relationships, health, style of living. And those calls can vary from the time when we were little kids saying, Mom, I want to go out and run in the mud puddles. And our mom saying, no, you don't. And us just tearing out and splashing around in the mud, so happy. Or as Amber said last week in her fabulous presentation, running around and around and around in the water. Other people don't always see our call as we do. And we may get some feedback. Some people saying to us when we are at a certain age, what? You're giving up your single life to what? You want to get married in your 50s? Are you crazy? And you saying, I thought about it and considered it, and yes, this is where I choose to direct my life. A little more from this amazing book. Perhaps our callings, the wisdom of our true natures can only be hinted at. It's not necessarily a big bong on the side of your head. It might just be a message that keeps repeating over and over and over, like a little drip of water from your tap. And it becomes harder and harder to ignore. We need to learn to recognize our calls in many disguises. The channels through which they come are like pierced ears. We have to keep earrings in them or they close up. We need patience. Patience in the discerning process. Patience to figure out, is this a clear call? Is this something that is inviting me for betterment of my soul? Drumming our fingers won't make events move any faster. Have you ever had an urge to do something, move somewhere, receive a special blessing, develop a special skill, and you think, why is it taking so long? Why? Why? That impatience can affect all of us from time to time. But it's not just about being patient. It's about being actively patient. Involving yourself in the research. Taking a look at how will this response to this particular call allow me to grow? How might I change if I respond to this particular call? So what about ignoring the call? Avoidance affects a toll on our lives. Consistently choosing safety over adventure, brakes over accelerator, no over yes. Consistently preferring to be a passive observer rather than an active participant can readily bring on anger, remorse, sorrow, and frustration. Sound familiar? Sure does to me. I remember answering a call many years ago. I loved public speaking. I always loved it, starting at an early age. And I thought, aha, I know what I'll do. I'll leave teaching and I'll become a professional speaker. I'll earn thousands and thousands of dollars. People will be standing there going, yay, Pauline, yay, Pauline. So much to the chagrin of a friend who sent me a message and said, and I just came across it the other day, Pauline, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you want to leave teaching, a stable profession where you're being paid, you love to teach, and go into that vast wilderness of public speaking and compete with all the other professional speakers? Are you sure you want to do that? Did I pause? Did I use active patient research? No. I said, yes, I do. And I leaped straight in 2 feet. And did I get full of muck and dirt and disappointment and chagrin? It was not right for me. This is right for me. And each of us has to figure out, are we following the inner quiet voice? Are we following it with gusto? Are we making a difference in our lives and the lives of others? A call is only a monologue. The response creates a dialogue. So what is it like when you do answer the call? The right motivation is coming from a place of true service, from a balanced and holistic personality. When people start to follow their calls, the way opens up. Opportunities wash up on shore. You spy synchronicities. This happens to me all the time. I'm preparing a presentation, and it's happened most in the last few months. Out of all the books, 200, 300 books in my office, I will pick up the right book or open a page and it will be just the right sentence. Or maybe meet a person who is just the right person. And you have those synchronicities that will show up in your life once you have the courage, and it takes courage to answer your call. If saying yes to our call means bringing flesh to our words and form to our faith, we can become navigators for others, if only by example. And I had to look through different examples of the apostles answering Jesus' call. My favorite one came in Luke. And I don't know if you have read this version or not, but it's fascinating because it's not just Jesus saying, come on, follow me. And all fishermen saying, sure, we'll go. We'll give up our life that we love on the sea in the open air. One day, Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret. I don't know if that's how you say it. Larry, is that how you say it? Gennesarет. Okay. People were crowding around him, and they were listening to the word of God. By then, Jesus had acquired a huge following. He saw at the water's edge 2 boats left by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon. You know Simon, the one with the big mouth, the one who plunged first and then thought, whoa, what am I doing? And asked him to put out a little from shore. Then he sat down and he taught the people from the boat. When he finished speaking, he said to Simon, pull out into deep water and let down the nets. And Simon said, well, Master, we've worked hard all night. We haven't fished anything. But because you say so, I will do it. So rowed out, maybe roared too, but they were tired by then. Got way out into the water, let down the nets. Well, lo and behold, caught so many fish that the nets were almost breaking. You can imagine if you're a fisherman, you'd be so thrilled with this. You'd think, wow. And so Simon was thrilled with that. He fell at Jesus' knees and he said, go away from me, Lord. I'm a sinful person. Then Jesus said to Simon, don't be afraid. From now on, your faith will hold you firm. He didn't say that, but I'm making that up. I'm sure he said something about his faith. He said, from now on, you'll be a fisher for people. So they pulled their boats up on shore. They left everything and they followed him. What a prime example of following a calling. That took courage. Huge courage. And some sacrifice. So what are the benefits? The benefits of saying yes. We can pull the sword from the rock and show our power. We lay our hands on whatever it is we've been hankering for, if it's that persistent call. And we enjoy freedom, adventure, peace of mind, the sharing of our own talents, our own souls, a sense of movement, a sense of balance. We experience satisfaction. We feel gratitude even in the face of hardship. And if you watch the Olympics, I'll go back to the Olympics, they didn't all win. A lot of them mastered their personal best. They were following their calling. When you follow your calling, the feeling of exhilaration is indescribable. It takes courage. Authenticity comes to have meaning. We align ourselves with natural forces instead of pitting ourselves against them. We're relieved of the regrets we would have had if we had not followed our calling. It's a way to love our lives. Do you love your life? Our personal voice and the larger voice that speaks through us, the divine voice, will be as one. Are those enough reasons to listen to that still small voice of divine spirit? Is it uncomfortable to follow? Often it is, because it involves change. It involves stepping forth. And you don't know where you're going to land all the time. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a beautiful book written by two ministers, Kelly Azola and Jane Simmons, and another woman, called Who Have You Come Here to Be? It was not bound very well, so it's kind of falling apart, but it has gorgeous pictures in it. And the first person who asks to borrow it, I will let you borrow it, but you have to promise to give it back to me. From Ralph Waldo Emerson. Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it within ourselves, or we find it not. The adulation of all the people in the world, or 20 or 30, is not what matters most. It's that feeling of satisfaction that we are following our calling. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. That's from Dorothy Bernard. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. And the discipline, the self-sacrifice, the words we don't want to hear. We just want to get involved in the glory. Wouldn't that be fun? We said, I'm going to follow my dream and it will come true all of a sudden. No. Nothing worthwhile can be achieved without a willingness to show up in life. In those moments when you're tempted to give up, you have a choice. Will you follow through? Will you believe in yourself enough to carry on and push through petty excuses and life's obstacles, large and small? Discipline is worth inviting into partnership as you journey on the spiritual path. Be disciplined in how you love and how you believe in yourself, and in opening to and receiving your joy. The table of life is set before you, and discipline is your chair. Sit down and enjoy. And one final last quotation, which happens to be one of my very favorites. This was true so long in my life. The day came from Aeneas Nin, when the risk to remain tight in a bud. Tight in a bud, is that you? Was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Are you staying in your bud where it's safe and cozy and comfortable? Or are you listening to your inner voice and saying, I will risk, I will sacrifice, because what I gain from the sacrifice is worth way, way, way more. Let us now go into meditation. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. To breathe into this moment. To breathe in your own divine presence. Being aware that all around you in this room are other people who are divine presence in the world. To rejoice in the opportunity to listen to your inner call. You have come here to be valuable. Open yourself to the glorious possibility that you are here to make the difference in your world. You are here to contribute to the bringing forth of a planet of peace. You are here to express your greatness as you evolve into who you have come here to be. Every time you choose compassion, support, kindness, or peace, you make a valuable contribution to planetary harmony. Know your value. Listen to your call. As we breathe in that message, as we breathe in love, balance, harmony, we hold in our hearts our inner call, choosing to let go of the tight little bud and blossom. Take a few moments now just to breathe in and breathe out. As we prepare to return, I invite you to look up the prayer that starts. It's the prayer of St. Francis. Lord, make me a channel of your peace. That may be your calling. And you can have more than one calling. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Thank you, Pauline. For once again, a wonderfully researched and well thought out message. One of the things that came to me when you first talked about sacrifice took me back to when I worked with Bob Proctor. And I think this is fitting. Bob would say sacrifice is giving up something of a lower nature to receive something of a higher nature. And I think that's what you described, is just letting go of your old life to make room for the new that will be wonderful and exciting. Because it doesn't really matter. Every once in a while, whether you're on the right path or not, there's muck along the way, right? Always. So wonderful. And I believe we're going to have another song.
Heaven is in my heart. 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 The kingdom of our God is here. Heaven is in my heart. The presence of God's majesty. Heaven is in my heart. And in that presence joy abounds. Heaven is in my heart. The light of holiness surrounds. Heaven is in my heart. Whoa, whoa, 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 heaven is in my heart. We are the temple for God's love. Heaven is in my heart. And Christ is the foundation stone. Heaven is in my heart. His presence here is our true home. Heaven is in my heart. The Spirit and the bride say, come. Heaven is in my heart. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, heaven is in my heart. Whoa, whoa, heaven is in my heart. Whoa, whoa, heaven is in my heart. Whoa, whoa, heaven is in my heart.
We're pretty good at that stuff. Okay, and now we come to the time where we show our gratitude for all that we've received over the last week and that is coming our way. The people that have shared their time and their talents, whether it's in the office, in the kitchen, yay to the people in the sound booth and working the Zoom. And but also we have to thank for all the prosperity that comes our way in the form of money so that we can pay our bills and do outreach and do all kinds of wonderful things. So as the ladies pass the offering bags around, if you put something in, great. And if you don't have something to put in, just hold your hand over and bless the offering, and thus you'll receive those blessings as well. And we truly are blessed. And I invite you to join us all in blessing our offerings. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thanks, ladies. And now we have our announcements. Breakfast and lottery draw. So set your alarm a little earlier next Sunday. You don't have to cook breakfast, so maybe you don't have to set a little earlier because you have time. Pardon? How much earlier? A lot earlier? Yes, 9 o'clock? Okay, so just in case anybody didn't hear all that, breakfast will be served at 9:30, and there might be somebody watching on Zoom that didn't hear it and they're going to come here. If you are bringing any food, we greatly appreciate that. If you can bring it for 9, and then people will start preparing everything, and then it will be served at 9:30. Gives us time, lots of time to enjoy, clean up, and then have our service at 10:30. So, and remember, there is a $100 gift card for a multitude of restaurants that you can buy a ticket today, or we will still sell some on Sunday unless they're all gone next Sunday, unless they're all gone this Sunday. $10 for one, 3 for 20. So you might also save some money, spend 20. But anyways, you only need one to win the draw. And anyways, it's going to be a good time. And obviously, I don't know who was here for the last time we had breakfast. It was good. It was really good. Yeah. So and we just keep getting better at everything we do. So it's going to be great. Tickets for Paul and Christina. So Paul Luftenegger and Christina Frith are doing a concert here on Friday, September the 13th. And I have the tickets with me today. I also have some extra posters if anybody would like to take and they're not like a huge poster. They're an 8.5 by 11 sheet. But if you have a public place that you think it would be a great place to post the announcement about the concert, let me know. And I've got them with me here today as well. You'll see I've got some in the building. It's going to be a fabulous concert, a fabulous fundraiser. Most importantly, as Paul and Christina are calling it, it's a healing concert. And there's always challenging times in the world, but I don't think anybody would disagree that we need some serious healing at this time. There's so much stuff going on, so many people hurting, and it will make a difference in the entire world. And you being here will play a part in that. So I hope you can join us, and you can e-transfer me money. You can give me cash if you want tickets, but you don't have the money today. I'm just trying to keep the bookkeeping more simple for Hilda and Mary France and whatever, so that the money from the concert will do our share with Christina and Paul and have ours. So, but it's going to be a great concert. So I really hope everybody can make it, and all kinds of new people too. And speaking of new people, on Saturday, the 14th of September, we also believe not only will Friday night be some new people coming into our building to see some of our signs and maybe feel the love in the building, but Meet the Healers Expo that Amber's working very diligently on. And again, if you know a healer, if you go to a chiropractor, or you go to a massage therapist, or you go to someone that does a great job and it might help them to grow their business and make a difference for others, perhaps they might consider being a speaker or getting a table. And Amber does have also, again, information flyers that you can use to give to other people. So looking for assistance on getting more people here to be participants, and then also, of course, attendees. And the tickets are only $10. You can get those in advance, or you can buy them at the door as well. But another great event. So we're revving things up. We're going to have a busy fall with lots of great things going on. And of course, always on Wednesday nights, Jim's doing a great job with different musicians each week. August the 7th was, now is this who, if we got the wrong date? So the right guys, the wrong date. So this Wednesday, just ignore that red 7 and look at the green names. Paul Mills, it's a Paul night. Paul Beauregard and Nathan Garber will be here with great music. And again, you can e-transfer Jim your $10 or $10 at the door, and always a great time and a great way to just put more peace and joy and fun and happiness into the world. And today is Celebration Sunday. So as we're finishing off, think about what is it you're celebrating during this month of August that you can share with us so we can all celebrate with you. And now we'll do our prayer for protection, and we'll say this together. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And now we'll do our peace song. We'll gather around in a circle. As you go about your week, listen, listen, listen. Okay, so I think Lorraine will probably play just a little